One night in Gotham, Bart and his family were hit with a sudden tragedy. The loss of his parents planted a seed of revenge deep in young Bart's heart. From that moment on, he couldn't stand injustice. After laying his parents to rest, Bart swore he'd make the killer pay. But honestly, he had no idea where to start. That's when his grandpa stepped in. He might look fragile, but back in the day, he was a total legend. To help his grandson get justice, Grandpa decided to teach him everything he knew. The training felt a bit like high school PE, but after a while, Bart didn't just learn how to fight crime. He even mastered some serious martial arts. Now Bart could finally become a fitness coach. Just kidding. But one dark night, a robbery went down. A poor old lady's newsstand was hit, and her screams for help brought Bart to the scene. Bart took down the criminal and brought the papers back to Al's stand. Al was so relieved. Imagine taking down a guy over 80 cents. Word of Bart's tough justice spread across the city like wildfire. The news even did a segment on him, really hyping up his hero status. At this point, Bart didn't even care about the details anymore. If you looked like a bad guy, then you were getting a beat down. But despite all this crime fighting, he still couldn't find that snake emblem, the mark of the person who killed his parents. After searching high and low, there he was on a blimp. Snake Man was actually thankful that Bart had been taking out all his rivals. It made it easier for him to steal even more stuff. But Bart knew every villain's time would come, and he was coming for him next. On the day of the big museum gala, they were showing off some priceless artifacts. The real stars were the jewels. Luckily, the police had them under tight security. Suddenly, a weird buzzing sound filled the room, and everyone started dancing like they were possessed. It was all a trick by Snake Man. He had his goons keep the music going, while he planned to swipe the loot in broad daylight. Just then, Bart dropped from the ceiling. Snake Man bolted, but he wasn't fast enough. Bart's gadgets were faster. He broke the instruments and everyone snapped out of it. The cops surrounded him, and Snake Man was finally done for. Bart pulled off his mask, and there it was, absolute proof that this guy was the one who killed his parents. Even though Bart got his revenge, it wouldn't bring his parents back. A reporter named Lisa asked Bart, was all that collateral damage really worth it? I don't know about that, but at least Bart found some peace of mind. Now, it's pretty obvious this is a tribute to Batman, but specifically which one is a little blurry. For example, the title Bartman Begins is clearly a nod to Christopher Nolan's 2005 movie, Batman Begins. In some places, it's called Batman, Mystery of the Shadow, but the plot actually takes more from Tim Burton's 1989 Batman. The most iconic part, where his parents are killed, is a classic, but in the Burton version, it was the Joker, not Snake Man. In this episode's twist, Bart unmasks Snake Man and realizes he's the one who killed his folks. That's exactly how it played out with the Joker. Plus, both stories have museum scenes. Even though there are many similarities, it's not technically a legal issue. The Simpsons producers were careful to avoid using the actual Batman logo on Bart. They wanted to make sure they were safe. As for the character cameos, there are plenty. Bart as Batman is obvious. Otto is clearly a parody of the Joker. Ned playing the trickster is a nod to the Riddler. Hans as Mr. Serious is a parody of Mr. Freeze. Patty and Selma play the spicy duo, mocking Two-Face's assistants. And Lenny as a cross-dresser is Poison Ivy. Finally, there's Snake Man. Outside of the Batman stuff, there are lots of other fun details. Like at the very beginning, the background music is Take the A Train, composed in 1941. Believe it or not, this song was almost thrown in the trash. When Billy Strayhorn finished writing it, he didn't think it was special and tossed it. Later, Mercer found it and got someone to play it. It eventually became one of the 100 most important American musical works of the century. Later, there's a movie about Zorro joining the Navy. Zorro is like the classic Western hero, since he was created 20 years before Batman. Batman's creator, Bob Kane,